All right. Hey, can you all hear me, see me? Hope so. Let me check. I think it's all right. Yeah, good to be here. I will share my screen in a second and we will just jump right in. So, for today, I prepared a little workshop for us with a focus on open science, marketplaces, and DeSci tooling and how this can go hand in hand. So, all right. I hope I can share my screen now. So it's all right. So yeah, let's jump right in. I think time is short. Yeah, welcome everybody. Today, yeah, I prepared small presentation for us, 50 minutes, running through everything related to modeling, open science marketplaces, and how this looks like and what does it mean. And then also like the DeSci tooling landscape, what functionalities we see right now in the whole ecosystem, what people are building out, and also how this can go hand in hand and why this is important right now. In the end, I'm looking to bring everyone in here to conceptualize his or her own open science marketplace and think about the modularity aspect. So how can we fill the gaps in these molds and these frameworks, and fill it with the tools that all these amazing people are building out right now. So quick introduction to open science marketplaces and also like what I'm mainly working on, then DeSci tooling, and then rest of the time workshop activity. If we have people who want to contribute and mold this out, and then maybe make a 2-minute pitch event, but I'm not sure if the tech is enabling this today. So, in the best case, we can enable the creation of as many open science marketplaces as possible to scale the adoption of open science ASAP, and for sure enable also like tech transfer globally, also in the global south, so that more and more people can contribute to the academic world and build out their fortunes, hopefully out of this, to feed their families, to accelerate scientific progress, and create good for humanity to unfold. So the thing is, while tech tools, as we see it in DeSci, enable a lot of functionality and the underlying infrastructure for individuals, for users to achieve this. Marketplace models, as one type of business models, enable profitability, so additional revenue streams, how independent projects and very, very early stage projects can expand their runway and also find a way, again, how to give back to their communities if we have, for example, a DAO, and also play around with different ways of monetization and additional functionalities. So I'm going to give you a quick introduction to who I am. So my name is Manuel Olariu. Nice to meet you. I worked for the last couple of years on my own venture called Deep Venture IO, where it was all about putting patents from the space industry on chain and enabling communities to license them out. Then I was also involved in a DAO called MoonDAO, where I was mainly involved in everything related to DeSci. I launched a decentralized science journal with MoonDAO in collaboration with DeSci Labs. I was also one of the persons behind the last DeSci round on Gitcoin, on being like a double agent, not only allocating the first sponsorship from MoonDAO to DeSci, but also working closely with Gitcoin for the screening process of all these promising projects building out tools for science. Out of this, there were different community-run initiatives emerging. One of them is called DeSci QF, where individual community leaders in decentralized science independently approached Boris, the previous DeSci lead at Gitcoin, and me to start the next round. Also, there is another initiative called DSpace QF, where it's also this bottom-up approach to use Gitcoin for allocating resources, financial resources, in a more democratic way to early stage research projects in space science and beyond. My main work right now is in collaboration with Copernic Space, the biggest Web3 marketplace for space assets and ventures. And I'm the one responsible for mainly everything related to research assets, ranging from academic papers to IP to experiments and so on. So I'm going to kickstart it with a little bit about Copernic Space as well. So in the best case with Copernic Space research, we can enable this global marketplace for any form of research assets in space, ranging from, again, research data, scientific experiments, academic papers, set imagery is currently live, and also more open science and open hardware licenses. This is how it looks like right now. So people can list their asset, and then on the other hand, we have the buyer side who can buy this fractionalized assets. Right now, we also have an active lunar sale, moon sale. So we are actually sending a payload to the moon. And I'm not saying this like a weird term, like we're sending this to the moon. Also, we're actually sending this to the lunar surface, sending this to brands, to companies, to individuals who want to have something in the digital form on the lunar surface. And yeah, for sure, if you're interested, feel free to reach out. Once in a lifetime opportunity for you to get involved. But why is this whole open science marketplace topic and DeSci tooling, why it's important? Why it's important? So actually, we have the year of open science. The biggest research institutions of our time announced this. NASA and CERN worked like maniacs finding for the next big thing, looking for the next big thing in open science, and they were actually advocating and looking for an open science marketplace in the so-called NASA Space Apps Challenge this year, where we also sent in an application with Copernic Space Research. We were one of the global nominees in this hackathon for building this out with NASA. And out of this, we had different opportunities also joining working groups, working on the cutting edge of policy, what's happening right now in open science with NASA when it comes to sustainable open source software, incentive mechanisms, economic models that we can kind of spin around this whole topic of making academic work more accessible to the masses. And obviously, this is highly aligned with what we already do for years now. So that's the reason why it's important right now to step up and build out your own open science marketplace. So if you want to learn more, feel free to reach me. We have a lot of stuff going on right now on the commercial side of Copernic Space with payload, satellite imagery. Also on the research side, planning like different onboarding campaigns for big universities, academic institutions, and stuff like that to enable more citizen and open science globally. So happy to collaborate. So why open science marketplaces, and what does it look like in reality? So typically on open science marketplaces, we have like two sides. It's a marketplace. We have the open science creator side or the contributor side. We also have like the buyer and the seller side, as some people might remember when it comes to traditional commercial marketplace like Amazon or so on. And then one point which makes marketplaces kind of unique is also like the utility. So why are companies and individuals and developers and all the people all around the globe building out open science marketplaces, either for profit, which is kind of outdated. Money is good, but it's also pretty lame if it's the only thing we do. So most people decide to be intrinsically motivated and go for progress. Technological progress, scientific progress, spin outs, working closely with policymakers, decision makers in universities to make this a reality and onboard them step by step onto all the fast change that we can see in decentralized science right now. So typically, the stakeholders in these form of molds are, on the one hand, again, the creators, the sellers, like of intellectual property or any form of research assets, like publishers and universities. And on the other side, we also have a lot of individuals, a lot of people on the ground doing the actual work who want to be incentivized and to participate in this progress. So some research assets that I want to highlight are ranging from, again, patents to satellite imagery to also impact certificates, which is a pretty important thing, not only to flip IP or further increase the progress that we see in academia, but actually have something tangible at our fingertips where we can say this actually created an impact, a positive impact, either on the social realm or on the monetary realm, on the environmental realm, because these are like the biggest challenges of our time that we need to overcome to get things right now. So why DeSci tooling? I mean, we have the marketplace on the one hand and the DeSci tooling on the other hand, which is hopefully filling out some gaps. In DeSci tools, most of the time we have like a very, very, very specific application, either in the design of this tool based on the functionality, on the asset that they publish, and also like on the benefits, which is like the creation, the benefit creation on the ground for the people. And then we have like very, very specific use cases like niches, industry applications, and also, for example, as we see it like right now, most dominantly, either like purely meta science and DeSci applications or bio applications, and right now, pretty much on the rise, also space industry applications. So in a nutshell, I mapped out like eight different paths for DeSci tools to unfold. We have thousands of people building out different variations of these modules, I call them, and different tools. In a nutshell, it's mainly about also like authentication mechanisms, access mechanisms to these research assets, the submission. So how do we want to screen them? To the storage mechanisms, a lot of people use the underlying IPFS. Peer review, publication incentives that we can also spin around this whole peer review process. And then it's also about on a very broad scale when it comes to IP offices and stuff like that. For sure, the discovery, the convergence, the overlap, and what's next for academia and for the tech to unfold. So beside like IP management and governance with DAOs, there are also like a big path again when it comes to incentivizing people on the ground. And this is personally what I think can be solved with the root cause why blockchain is here, building an alternative monetary framework for the world. So if we compare like open science marketplaces, DeSci tooling, we see like obvious pros on the side of the open science marketplaces. Like you have a large audience, you can list anything related on your positioning on this marketplace, and you can be fast when it comes to monetizing because you have the underlying tech, and it just depends on what the market is telling you how fast you can run. On the other hand, open science marketplaces suffer when it comes to the quality of the assets that they want to list or we want to list on the marketplace, and it's also like always the chicken and egg problem. So when is the point reached of a so-called product market fit or a critical mass so that this whole framework can run on its own? Then we also have like DeSci tooling pros and cons. DeSci tools are a great cause when it comes to the functionality. We are definitely 100% solving bottlenecks in academia, but it's always this topic of scalability. We heard it before in some other presentation. DeSci tools are great, period. But who will use this? And when investors ask, how do you want to make money? It's very sad, but this is how it's running most of the time right now. And this is, by the way, also the reason why I'm a big fan of everything that is going on in the DAO space right now and in the public goods funding space as well. So we can start the workshop phase if you want to conceptualize a marketplace variation that suits your current project, your current business, or you also want to ideate around how this can look like in reality. If you want to cooperate with others and talk with us and pitch your ideas and find collaboration partners on the stage, for sure, if the live stream is enabling this, feel free to check out the link that I will show you in a second. In a nutshell, it's about defining the user needs, the utility as I described it before, the variations in applications and functionality that are needed on this open science marketplace model if we want to have added functionality when it comes to DeSci tools, as we heard it before, and then for sure like your niche, your industry application. I prepared a lot when it comes to the preparation behind, like different examples of different tool providers and explanations how people use them right now, so that you do not need to start from scratch. And this is how you can orient on this. So finding roads, describing this, also thinking about the internal drivers, motivation points, and different aspects of the tools that you want to see on this marketplace to unfold. So check out this link to the Miro board. I will also post this. Give me a second. We'll also copy and paste this into the YouTube channel. Let me see. Yeah. All right. And are there any questions? Are there any questions? So I'm looking. Yeah. Okay. All right. Got it. So I'm gonna wait for a couple of more minutes. The link is here in the YouTube channel, and right now here, yeah, Rod is here. Hi, Rod. Good to see you, man. Yeah, so feel free to jump right into this mirror board. As you can see, I'm gonna explain a little bit. As you can see, here are like the different asset types. You can list different stakeholders where you have a starting point, thinking about further going into detail. You have like a step-by-step guide, I would say, what's most important in filling out this marketplace models. And then for sure, like the different variation when it comes to the current DeSci tools with explanations, with the need descriptions, user stories, and so on. So you do not need to start from scratch. If you have something where you want to work on, check out these modules, start the process here. Here are a lot of boards with explanations how you can answer these questions, ranging again from user to utility to the real world application, use cases. And then, most important thing, because we do not need to overstretch this, because most of the time, if you start out as an early stage DeSci project, just choose your top two priorities when it comes to tooling. So check it out. And yeah, happy to see you filling this out. We can take maybe 10 minutes for this if we have enough time. And other than that, yeah, thanks for your time and thanks for listening. And check out the mirror board, read through the modules, read through the conceptualizing of these open science marketplaces, and yeah, work on this mirror board. I will turn my camera off for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, but thank you.